was inspired because I have some new offerings. Hey, Rob. I have some new offerings for yoga teachers that I'm creating that I'm so excited about. It's a masterclass for teachers on how to design yoga sequences that goes a lot more in depth than what I'm going to do on this scope. It has like screen shares and flows, and I print out a bunch of my flows for you so you can use them yourself. I give you a template. It's like my template that I use for creating classes and how I get inspired. So if you want to check that out, it's brettlarkin.com/teach. If you're in this scope and you're just like totally new to yoga, you're like, whoa, what's happening? brettlarkin.com/newbie is where you're going to want to go. NEWBIE. brettlarkin.com/newbie. You can get my beginner yoga training guide. So if you're totally new to yoga, I want you to go over there when the scope is done. So this is my little yoga notebook, you guys. And give me some hearts and say yes if you want to see the inside of it, and I'll show you the inside. Oh, namaste, you guys. Oh, Periscope, you guys are the cutest. Yes, okay, cool. So I'd love to say that I come up with creative titles for every class, but newbie, NEWBIE, yeah. Let me block you, hold on one sec. Whoop. So it looks kind of like this. Let's see if we can get it to focus. It's not very pretty or organized. But yeah, hearts if you like my little notebook. Hold on, I'll show you guys some other pages. Then I'll show you kind of how I design my sequences. Hey, Jen Hall. You can see I have like A and B. Do you see these parentheses here that are on the side? These are really important. I'll talk to you guys about what those are and how they work in just a minute. This was like my heart opening flow. So it has a little heart and I painted it pink. And you know, I just have I have so many, and then I name them like 25, 26. I've been doing yoga for about 10 years, Rob, and I've been teaching for about 5 or maybe more. Yeah, and here's another one, 7. And if you guys didn't know, I like to write my sequences out like this, and I have this whole little parentheses A, B thing, and in my course all about sequencing, I really break down how this works and give you a template so you can also design your sequences this way. But another way you can design your sequences that I wanted to show you guys is that you can use asana glyphs, and my friend Erica Jago actually kind of like designed and spearheaded this, where you can do you see how she like draws it out? She's a professional artist, you guys, so I'm definitely not as good as her. Yeah, she's amazing. So this is another way you can design your yoga sequences, is by creating these little asana glyphs. Someone asked, do you need a certain number of years to practice before you start teaching? That's a good question. I don't think you need a specific number of years, but I think you need to have a very solid yoga practice, like practicing yoga yourself, I'd say for at least a year. I don't think, and we talked about this on a prior scope, but like you don't have to be advanced to be a good yoga teacher. That's not what it's about. You know, what it's really about is being able to really effectively communicate with your class and being really compassionate and all of those things. Jen says she can't wait to start designing sequences. I know, it's like the most fun part of being a yoga teacher. So guys, if you're interested in curating your voice, figuring out how to find your voice as a yoga teacher, and how to design sequences and get some of my sequences handwritten out for you, as well as my sequence template design, I have a 90-minute masterclass on that is at brettlarkin.com/teach. And Shannon says, what makes a sequence successful? That's a really good question. Well, the great news as a yoga teacher is like you have yoga has your back, right? So it's like it's actually pretty challenging to totally mess up, right? Because yoga inherently in itself feels good and makes people feel good, and so it's like you can't mess it up that badly. You're already starting with something really, really good. But to me, what makes a yoga sequence good is that the poses, and I talk about this in the course, kind of foreshadow each other. So you warm the body up for appropriate poses, taking into account, you know, human anatomy, and I go over in the course internally and externally rotated poses, as well as your foot positions, right? Because where your feet are in Warrior 2 is very different from where your feet are in Warrior 1. or a high lunge. So you want to take this all into account in your sequencing, and I really break this down in the masterclass. So I think good sequencing takes into account anatomy. It takes into account warming up the body for certain poses that are maybe harder than other poses, right? I think good sequencing, you know, it just has that, like, what is the French word? Like, je ne sais quoi, right? It feels very complete. And I have this whole analogy that I use where I talk about how I design yoga sequences like a song, as if I were writing music. And I go into that really in detail in the course. But the basic idea is that right side, yeah, you always want to do your right, left side, right? You always want to do your right side, you always want to do your left side. I'm just gonna block some people here. So yeah, like that's the inside look on how I design my yoga sequences. And what I do is I divide the flows, the poses, into groups. So I'll have like a warm-up flow, which is usually like cat-cow or low lunges, and then I'll have what I call the A flow, which is like more heating, right? We're doing warriors and sun salutations and stuff like that, and that kind of thing. And then we have the B flow, right? And then there's like a bridge. I call it a bridge, which is like where you do back bends, or you do maybe inversions. It's like a little break, kind of like, you know how songs have the bridge. And then sometimes there's a C or D flow, depending how long the class you're teaching is. So the warm-up, I usually do, 5 to 10 minutes, and I make that its own flow. That was a question that just got asked. So for me, warm-up is like cat-cow, low lunges, slow sun salutations, cobra, right? You always want to do cobra or something like that to get the back warmed up. Because then in the A flow, right, you're going to do probably faster sun salutations, and you're going to do up dog, right? So you want to do cobra first to get people warmed up. And when is the bridge? So again, this is like my special way of designing sequences. You guys do not have to adhere to this. And again, if you like my classes on YouTube and want to make classes the way I make them, because it's pretty specific and I've developed a whole way I do it over time, you want to go to brettlarkin.com/teach to check out that masterclass. And the question about when is the bridge, yes, I'm on YouTube, Brett Larkin Yoga. Find me, do yoga and meditation with me for free on YouTube. The bridge is usually between the C and D flow, or the B and C flow. So you have like 2 flows, and then I usually do what's called a bridge, and then a final flow. So that bridge, I call it the bridge, it's like a little break, right? So have you ever been in a yoga class and then the teacher's like, everyone come down to their belly, and you do like back bends on your belly, or like everyone come onto their back, or everyone go to the wall or something and do inversions. And that bridge is pretty short. Good question. Probably like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not that long, because you want to get back into flowing. You don't want to stop flowing for too long, because that's going to kind of mess up your sequence, right? Because you want people to stay in that flow state. But the bridge is there to give them a little break. And again, guys, the bridge is like a term that I invented because this is like my methodology of doing sequences. So like take all of this with a grain of salt, but I call it the bridge. Someone else might call it like a little break, or like coming down to the floor for a little rest or something like that. And then another thing to think about is you want to adjust your sequence, right? If you see your class is like panting and really tired, or you just personally are really tired, right? It's always better to take a break, or to maybe cue child's pose for everyone, rather than like strictly stick with your sequence. And let me just block some people here. You like the anger and stress sequence, you said. Yeah, I think that's a good one. That's a really good one. I think that's an old one. Like, I didn't have good camera equipment and sound back then. What's your favorite free classes on YouTube? My website. So brettlarkin.com. So it's just my name, B-R-E-T-T, Larkin, L-A-R-K-I-N.com. And if you tap this little Perry dude in here, you can swipe right, follow me on Periscope, share this out if you're like a yoga person, share it out to your social networks. And you can also, there's a link if you tap my face, like my profile pic, there's a link to my website and my newbies, my stuff for people who are new, and my stuff for teachers. Oh, you love the immune boosting class, Jen. Yeah, I love that sequence. And thank you, Shannon, for putting my URL in. That immune boosting sequence, the thing I remember from that sequence is I have eagle arms and I have a wide goddess, like horse stance, and we just do stuff like this. So this is the other thing you guys are gonna wanna find is like, what are the movements that you think feel really good that you want to integrate into your, hey Liana, to your sequences. So for example, you guys may or may not have noticed, but I'm completely obsessed with spiral movements. Like so many of my sequences involve like rolling the neck and like moving this up and down, or doing spirals like this that are kind of like more dancey contractions. So you guys want to find, I'm obsessed with spirals. And I saw that question, I'll answer it in a sec. I'm obsessed with spirals, and you know, whether you're obsessed with spirals like me, or you're kind of obsessed with something else, like find out what that special thing is and then interweave it in your sequences. And in the masterclass, I teach you exactly how to do that. Spiraling hips in the air feels really good. And someone just asked how often you should do yoga, and I think you should try to do yoga every day. It doesn't have to be a hardcore, intense practice every day, but try to come to your mat every day and even just do child's pose. Yoga every day. And if whoever asked that was new, brettlarkin.com/newbie, you can get my beginner yoga guide, which like walks you through your first 10 days of a yoga practice. NEWBIE. Okay, so those are like some quick thoughts on sequencing. This is what my little notebook again looks like. Again, if you're artistically talented, you can draw out sequences, and like it's like I drew a little moon here and a little star. Like I'm not very artistic. I'm kind of more auditory, so I really like to write cues in my notebook as well, so I remember like key things that I want to say. But again, those of you who are more artistically minded, you can think about drawing out little asana glyph type sequences like my friend Erica Jago does. Again, I love her asana glyphs. They're so beautiful. I just know for me when I'm teaching, I like things to be written out so I can really clearly see, because when I write my sequences, I also write specific cues that I want to say to help make it safe. We have someone in the YouTube comments. Hey, Delta. So I try to really write out like key cues as well. And you can't write out cues you want to say when you're drawing it. No, I don't use any cue cards when I do videos. I'm just speaking from my heart. Honestly, I like have nothing planned. And Jen, start writing down your own free flows. And Jen, check out the masterclass if you're interested, and if you like need help with it, PM me, because I'd love for you to be able to take it. But designing sequences is so fun, and I can't wait. I'm literally filming the last little piece of the sequencing masterclass after this Periscope. So, and yes, I try to meditate daily. Ask this person, I try to meditate daily, but it's hard. I definitely have a movement practice daily, and then I say I almost have a daily meditation practice, but not being completely honest, it's not like 100%. 100% daily. And the sequencing masterclass has just become, there's like so much more in it even than I initially intended, because as I've been telling more friends about it in my community and telling more people about it also online, people have just kept giving me more ideas of like things they want to know about and things I can add. So I've been doing that. So, all right, that's probably it for this quick scope. Let me know any last questions. Hola, David, we're just wrapping up, so make sure to watch the replay. Let me know any last questions in the chat, either on Periscope or on YouTube, any last questions you have. I'm not single, I'm married. And guys, we will chat tomorrow. Let me know any topics you want. Otherwise, we'll just do some general Q&A, and I have some fun topics planned for us. But tap the screen for hearts for our last couple moments together. Let me know any last questions. And make sure to find me on YouTube and do my free classes on YouTube. Peace. Fun boxes to open. I know, I opened so many boxes last Friday with you guys, or Thursday, whenever it was. There will be more yoga boxes. There's always more yoga props coming to Brett Larkin's house, so we'll open more props soon. Guys, make sure to find me on YouTube, Brett Larkin Yoga. Oh, Mommy Pretzel, you're awesome. You are awesome. Mwah. Make sure to catch the replay if you're just joining us now. And I love my husband. He's the best. find me on YouTube, Brett Larkin Yoga, website, brettlarkin/teach, not teachers, teach if you're interested in any of the master classes and stuff I hinted at. I hope you guys liked getting a look at my notebook. If you missed it, watch the replay. And that it inspires you guys to create your own yoga sequences and join me for the masterclass if you want to go even deeper than how I broke it down with the kind of song, verse, chorus, bridge thing that I just did right now. So you are a blessing, whoever said that. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me on Periscope. All right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Any last questions over on YouTube? YouTube was so quiet today. All right. Any last YouTube questions, folks? Oh, hey Caroline. She says loving the new classes. Awesome. Loving you too. I'm gonna end this live stream because I just got off Periscope, but thanks for being here. And yeah, be sure to let me know any class requests. Even if I go off live, you can still leave them in the comments, and I'd love to hear any requests you have so I can make new stuff. Make sure you're signed up for the Spring Detox Challenge, brettlarkin.com/detox if you're not already. That's gonna be really fun coming up this spring. Okay, bye.